Hey YouTubers, this is Steve from Slayer 3 and 1. So today I have a project to help one of my friends update his VEHR platform. This is just a regular base cheapo lower that he has got from Anderson. So we're going to start upgrading his mag button, and then SEEKINS precision safety, dual safety instead of single safety, and my favorite, velocity triggers. Okay, so I'm going to do this live with you. How long it takes, that's how long it's going to take to get this done. For those of you interested in finding out how to get this done, I'm going to walk you through all the pitfalls, and we're going to go through this step by step. First, we're going to get the remove this. You're going to use a 3/16 punch, the grip. It's a standard K2 grip. Okay. So we'll take our time to go through this. I forgot to get a pan to put all the screws in. It's okay. Let's see if this comes out. Watch out for this the spring and detent. That is for the safety. So I'm going to pull this out very carefully. Okay. That's the spring, the grip, the screw that goes with it, and there's a detent here. I'm going to try and see if it comes out. The detent came out. So that's the grip. The next thing when you do is when that detent gets out, the safety becomes dangly loose. Okay, so the only way to get that removed is you have to first get rid of the trigger, because the trigger mechanism is putting pressure on that safety. Okay, so we're going to basically punch these two pins in. Basically use a little bit of force to put it through, because it's under pressure. Looks like I need to use a little bit of hammer. That's out. Let's push this all the way out. So you have both the pins out. Pull it back. Take this out. This is under pressure. We don't need any of these parts because we put a drop-in trigger system. So all of that trigger parts, we don't need that. The only thing we need is the two pins. Okay. Put that there. Alrighty. So number 2 is out. Next, we're going to take care of the safety is fallen out. We don't need that also. Next, we're going to do the mag release. So the quickest way to do a mag release is to push from this side all the way through, and then twist it open. All I'm doing is I'm pushing the mag release all the way through, so that it gives this space for it to come out. It's already loose. Put your hand on this side to hold the spring in, and this is the mag button, the spring that comes with it, and the latch. You need that latch and the spring to do the velocity trigger mag release. They compared, you see the old bullet button, I mean the mag release button, and the new mag release button, how much different it is. That's why I like this. It's extended out. They provide you a little wrench with it. Don't need it. I use my Yule torque wrench that I have. Okay. So what we do here is basically use my torque wrench. This is the 3/32 torque wrench. Remove the screws out first. Okay, this has come up. Now you're going to use the same mag release button. You're going to put the latch back in. Okay, you're going to put the spring back in. You're going to push this through from here. Push this through, and basically you're going to try and screw this back in. So what I do is usually I put a screwdriver right here, push it all the way through so it gives you enough space to get this tightened up. You want to tighten it up so that you have just barely enough space on this side. Sorry, my hand is blocking this. You just twist it till it basically hits this lever here, then you don't need to do it anymore, okay? That's the max you want to do. So push it all the way through till you basically get this right there. You can't put it push it any further. Release it back and it falls into place, okay? So now we're going to put back the mag button. Now let's see if this works. Fantastic. If you can see through the camera, this holds the mag up. So by pressing this, it releases the mag. That's all it does, okay? Now let's work on the trigger. The trigger and safety all goes in one big huge clump. So you have to sort of be careful with what you need to get done, okay? You'll see what I mean. This is the trigger. You see this two screws here? Those two screws basically go in here and push pressure on this plate. Sometimes you need to make sure that this screw's off so that this will settle down. If this is jutting out, this trigger will never settle down, okay? It's the other way around. The hammer always faces forward as if it's going to hit the front, okay? So what I do is make sure this is too loose first before we start. So I'll just use the hex that they provide. Go right in here. Make sure that the surface is totally off so nothing is jutting out here. Okay. Now we're going to put this in. This drops into here. There's no magic to it. And I need to get some tape. I usually put some tape on this side. You'll see why. I'm putting this tape to hold the pins in place so the pins don't fall out while I'm doing the adjustment, okay? The pin, put the tape on the pin. While this is set up, now I need to basically do the safety because they go hand in hand. These two screws here, I'll use it later to tighten down the it's basically a safety screw that basically holds the other screws in. Okay, this is the SEEKINS two-sided safety lever. What I usually do is I remove it all together because I don't need it right now. So remove all of it. You see this cut side here? This cut side is what goes towards the bottom where the D10 hits it. So when you put into the bottom, this basically faces the bottom. That's why I need to loosen this one also, because I don't follow what is given to me, I just follow how I do it. Okay, I want to first put this in to see it goes in successfully. Before you put in, make sure you know that this faces down towards here. Okay, so this is down towards here. Okay, now let's tighten up one side first, because I need this as a guide. So I'm going to go through here. And the lever goes perpendicular. Okay, the hole goes down, the cut side goes down, the lever goes perpendicular to that. Make sure it's tightened good. Okay, that's tightened good. You want to leave that as is. Next, you want to try and put the 2 pins in into the trigger drop in, so that that stays in place. One goes there. Okay. The reason why you can't tighten anything is this safety here. If you tighten this, the safety will not go in. It adds pressure. So how the safety works is it's got a cut side and a straight side. So when this in the fire position, so if you basically press on the trigger right now, oh, sorry, let me see. This is the 5%. You press the trigger right now, you'll release the hammer, right? You put it back again, and you basically put it to this position, the safe position, without pressure. The hammer won't fall off, right? Because it's in safety position. But if you put it to this position, the fire position, the hammer will come down, okay? Don't let the hammer hit the aluminum piece here, it's not good, okay? So I always leave it in the safe position. Now it's time to basically start tightening things up. So I'll tighten the side of the safety first. Again, I want to tell you that basically the cut side faces the detent on this side, okay? And I place the safety on the safe position. On this side, I just tighten it up. Make sure the lever is the same on the safety position, okay? Okay, it's tightened good. Now we want to tighten the drop-in trigger, so the 2 screws will go in and tighten themselves, because the pins are holding the triggers in place, the trigger kit in place. You just want to tighten it up so that it'll then basically lock itself down, okay? So we will use the wrench that they provided. To this, you need to basically open the let the hammer come down. So I'm going to put it back this position, fire position. Let the hammer come down. You see these 2 holes here? This hole and this hole. That's what you want to first tighten down. And that's why you want to have this tape here, because then you don't have to manage the pins. The pins are going to stay, I mean the 2 pins that hold the trigger kit stays in place. While that is going on, you want to tighten up the drop-in trigger so the screws in here will go down. Right, the right screws. It's the right screws. I mean the right wrench. Yeah. You're going in here and tightening up the two screws. Okay. So the screws are forcing themselves down and pushing the trigger kit up, whilst the pins are holding the trigger kit in place, right? So from whatever you learn in this whole video, make sure you don't tighten out anything till you put the drop-in trigger, the safety in place, and then you put tape to basically hold the pins in place, and then you want to tighten everything up. Okay, now you want to put the Loctite screws in here so that it'll hold the previous screws down so they won't walk out. Some people use grease to hold the nuts to the hex wrench, but I'm doing it without that. Right. Stop it. Okay, it's tightened down. Good. Now that's the end of it. We just need to put back the grip and we are done. We can pull the tape out because the pins will hold in place. Okay. All right. We need to put the safety before pull the hammer back. Put the safety back here in the safe position, and then we're going to put the detent back into this hole here. The detent, the sharp part goes in first. Okay. We got the spring. I'll put the spring into this grip a little easier. Alright. Some of these grips are really tight, but I'll try and force it in slowly. Okay. Okay, now let's take the wrench and tighten this back up. That's the end of the journey. Okay folks, that's the end of the upgrade. So I've done several upgrades on YouTube, my own rifles, but this I'm doing for a friend of mine. Trigger and safety. So to test to make sure that the work was done correctly, this is in the safe position. The hammer will never come down. Put your finger here. You don't want the hammer to hit the aluminum. In the 5 position, the hammer will get released. Okay. Okay. In the safe position, it will never come down. In the 5 position, the hammer will come down. Okay. Mag release. Alright folks, if you have any questions, do PM me. I hope to answer them for you. Alrighty, thanks for joining today's session.